Sonic Cinema Audiobooks proudly presents The Warehouse Standoff, an electrifying story narrated by David Castlemore. The warehouse was silent, shrouded in the kind of darkness that felt alive. Jack kept his steps light, eyes scanning every shadow. He could feel it in his bones. Something was about to go down tonight. Intel had pointed him here, where whispers of a dangerous exchange were circling like vultures over a fresh kill. All he had to do was catch them in the act. He crept closer, his breath barely a whisper in the chilled air, until voices drifted through the musty space. Shadows shifted, and he could make out the outlines of 4 men, the exchange happening as quietly as the grimy warehouse would allow. "All cash up front," one of the men said in a low, gravelly voice. Jack recognized him, the leader, the one he was here for. Just as he inched forward to get a better view, a loose floorboard creaked under his boot, the sound tearing through the silence. The talking stopped. 4 sets of eyes turned his way. Jack's pulse quickened, but he forced a casual smile, raising his hands just slightly. "Gentlemen," he said, his voice smooth, "I hope I'm not crashing the party." "Take him out," the leader snarled, waving a hand. Jack didn't wait. As the nearest thug lunged at him, he sidestepped, grabbing the guy's wrist and twisting it sharply. The gun clattered to the floor, and Jack used the man's own momentum to send him crashing into a stack of barrels. 2 more charged at him, but Jack moved fast, slipping behind a crate just as they fired. Bullets splintered the wood, inches from his head. He threw a glance at the leader, who stayed back, watching with cold, calculating eyes. "Sending your boys to do your dirty work, huh?" Jack called out, his voice tinged with amusement. "I expected more." One of the goons circled around, forcing Jack to move. He kicked over a metal drum, sending it rolling toward the guy, who tripped and went sprawling. Ducking low, Jack surged forward, taking him out with a swift jab to the jaw. 2 down, 2 to go. The last thug was waiting, though, a knife gleaming in his hand. Jack eyed it, sidestepping as the guy swung wildly, missing by inches. Finally, Jack saw his opening and struck, disarming him with a sharp twist, then knocking him out cold with a well-placed blow. Just as he let out a breath, he heard the familiar click of a gun being cocked. The leader stood across the room, his arm outstretched, aiming straight at Jack. Jack's smile returned, slow and unbothered. "You're a little late to the party," he said coolly, his gaze flicking around for anything he could use. The leader sneered. "Last words?" Without missing a beat, Jack's hand closed around a wrench lying nearby. "How about catch?" With a quick flick, he hurled the wrench across the room, striking the gun out of the man's hand with a loud clang. The leader looked at his empty hand in shock, just as Jack closed the distance, landing a punch that sent him crashing to the ground. Jack stood over him, catching his breath as the man groaned. "Nice doing business with you," he muttered, dusting off his hands before slipping out the door, leaving the warehouse silent once more. Remember to subscribe, like, and comment. Thank you for watching.